Imagine if the creator of the calendar you follow daily intended to keep you disconnected from your true nature and the universe. It's almost like someone flipped reality upside down without letting you know. There's an old Bible from 1775 that may contain clues to this mystery. Researchers believe that this ancient text uncovers a forgotten calendar system, one that history erased. This lost system could fundamentally alter our understanding of time, life, and the essence of existence. In The Convoluted Universe, Dolores Cannon, a regressionist hypnotherapist, explores unusual shifts in time experienced by people, suggesting that these shifts could be part of something far larger than we realize. What if our current method of measuring time isn't just slightly inaccurate, but actually part of a grand scheme to keep us from discovering our true selves? Imagine living in a world where the phases of the moon and movements of the stars guided your daily life. This was the reality for ancient civilizations like the Egyptians, Babylonians, and Hebrews. These cultures used a 13-month calendar based on lunar cycles, not merely for tracking days, but to cultivate a deep connection with the universe. Each new moon marked the start of a new month, and each month had a distinct energy that influenced everything from farming practices to spiritual rituals. However, this all changed around 45 BCE, when Julius Caesar introduced the Julian calendar. Unlike the lunar cycles, this new calendar was based on the sun, dividing the year into 12 months for the sake of standardization across the expanding Roman Empire. While it seemed practical, it was also a political move that cut off our connection to nature's rhythms. By the time the Gregorian calendar replaced the Julian version in 1582, most traces of the lunar-based system had disappeared. The lost calendar system uncovered. We erased the 13-month year, which had once symbolized humanity's bond with the universe. Ancient cultures perceived time as a cycle, understanding that life moves through phases: birth, growth, decay, and rebirth. The moon, with its waxing and waning, served as a reminder that life is interconnected and that every ending is a new beginning in disguise. Their spiritual practices honored this view, aligning ceremonies with lunar phases to maintain harmony with the cosmos. But when the solar calendar replaced the lunar one, time shifted from a cyclical nature to a linear progression, a straight line from past to future. This shift caused us to lose the sense of spiritual connection and our place in a cosmic rhythm. Life became a collection of deadlines and schedules, detached from nature's flow. In this separation, we lost something vital, beyond simply tracking days on a calendar. Some researchers believe this ancient text contains evidence of the forgotten 13-month calendar, suggesting that rediscovering this lost system could help us realign with these spiritual rhythms. By embracing time as a cycle once again, we could uncover a deeper, more meaningful way of living, one that brings our actions, thoughts, and lives back in tune with the natural world. At times, life's struggles feel overwhelming, and finding clarity seems out of reach. This is where Banskret's, the lost knowledge of Jesus, comes in, a guide to understanding and peace through Jesus' hidden teachings. If you are looking for hope and guidance, this ebook could be a beacon, and you can download it as a gift from the first comment posted. What a different perception of time could mean. It might be just what you need today. The solar calendar brought order and predictability to a rapidly expanding empire, simplifying the management of agriculture, trade, and military endeavors. However, it also allowed rulers to exert greater control over people's lives. By controlling the calendar, they could dictate when to collect taxes, plant crops, and hold religious events. Time, once a natural rhythm, became a tool for control. Fast forward to 1582, when Pope Gregory II recognized that Caesar's calendar had an error. The Julian system miscalculated the year's length by about 11 minutes. Over time, this minor discrepancy shifted the dates of significant holidays like Easter away from their intended seasons. To correct this, Pope Gregory introduced the Gregorian calendar, which we still use today. This realignment of dates wasn't just about accuracy. It reinforced the practice of controlling and manipulating time. This shift wasn't only about mathematics, it was about power. It gave the church and state greater control over people's lives, dictating when they celebrated, rested, or worked. By changing from a lunar to a solar calendar, those in power altered how people understood the world, transforming their view from a cosmic cycle to a structured framework that suited the empire's needs. The number 13, once considered sacred by many cultures, became a symbol of bad luck. It represented the 13-month lunar cycle, which conflicted with the new 12-month solar structure. By turning 13 into something negative, those in control further distanced society from the old ways, making them seem dangerous or outdated. This was not just about superstition, but about erasing an entire way of understanding the universe. Farmers stopped using the moon's phases to determine planting times. Celebrations that were once aligned with the seasons moved to different dates. Even the Sabbath, traditionally observed on Saturday, was shifted to Sunday in many Christian cultures. These changes altered more than calendars. They reshaped people's relationship with nature and spirituality. This historical shift profoundly affected society. It disconnected us from the natural rhythms that guided our ancestors for centuries. By enforcing a linear solar calendar, the leaders of the time obscured a deeper understanding of time as a cycle, reflecting the natural world's interconnected phases. Today, most people never question the calendar we follow. We don't ponder why the year has 12 months or why it begins in January rather than March. But these decisions were made long ago by those who wanted to shape not only our schedules, but our entire perception of reality. Understanding this history allows us to see how profoundly the concept of time affects our lives. It influences how we plan, celebrate, and even contemplate life and death. Recognizing the manipulation behind the modern calendar can lead us to question other assumptions about reality that we have always taken for granted. Long before our time, people grasped their connection to the universe in ways that are difficult for us to comprehend. Over the centuries, layers of politics, history, and societal changes buried much of this ancient wisdom. Imagine a time when people lived according to nature's rhythms. They saw time not as a straight line, but as an ongoing circle, like the changing seasons. Each moon phase, each celestial shift, held special significance. Knowing when to plant or harvest meant understanding the universe's timing. Take, for instance, the lunar calendar. For thousands of years, many cultures used calendars based on the moon's cycles. Each month started with the new moon and lasted about 29 days, aligning human activities with the celestial dance above. This 13-month calendar was more than a way to mark time. It was a spiritual guide that revealed humanity's place within the cosmos. But as civilizations advanced, this wisdom became less relevant. The Roman Empire's adoption of a 12-month solar calendar marked the beginning of this transformation. Over time, a more rigid, systematized approach, serving political and religious purposes, replaced the connection between time and nature. The rich, cyclical view of time faded, along with its spiritual depth. Yet this ancient wisdom never fully vanished. It persisted in myths, folklore, and the practices of indigenous peoples who kept honoring the old traditions. Today, many are rediscovering these lost teachings, attempting to revive a sense of time as more than just days on a calendar. One striking example of this revival is the modern interest in lunar calendars and astrology. Many people are once again looking to the phases of the moon for guidance, using the new moon and full moon to plan their lives. This trend reflects a desire to reconnect with a way of life that feels more authentic, more in harmony with nature. It's not just individuals seeking this reconnection. Researchers and historians are also diving back into ancient texts and artifacts, uncovering clues about how our ancestors viewed time and the universe. Some believe that the Bible from 1775, with its references to a different calendar system, holds the key to a forgotten chapter of human history. It suggests that we once understood time and our connection to the universe in a richer, more profound way. Reconnecting with this ancient wisdom is not about going back in time, but about learning from it, By understanding how our ancestors saw the world, we can create new ways to connect with our lives today. If you're enjoying this exploration and want to support our journey in uncovering hidden truths, consider hitting that super thanks button. Your support allows us to dig deeper into these captivating topics and bring more enlightening content to you. Blending ancient wisdom with modern life means creating a balance, honoring the timeless rhythms of life while embracing today's realities. For example, simply taking a moment to acknowledge the full moon each month can help reconnect with ancient practices. It's a small act, but it serves as a reminder that we are part of something larger. Reclaiming this knowledge encourages us to rethink our perception of time. In a world where days blur together and hours seem to vanish, it's remarkable to realize how something as fundamental as a calendar has shaped not just our routines, but our understanding of existence itself. The shift from the 13-month lunar calendar, which harmonized us with the cosmos, to the structured 12-month system we use today has profoundly affected our perception of time. This change did more than organize dates. It transformed our relationship with the world. Ancient societies saw time as a cycle, each phase reflecting growth, transformation, and renewal. The lunar calendar connected people to the universe's rhythms, guiding them spiritually. The move to a solar-based calendar shifted our view toward a linear perspective, better suited to the needs of empires and religious institutions. This altered our connection to nature, creating a gap between humanity and a more genuine experience of life. Modern timekeeping feels rigid and unchangeable, but it wasn't always this way. Throughout history, those in power crafted and manipulated our sense of time for their own goals. Redefining calendars wasn't just about marking time. It changed how people viewed their environment and themselves. Rediscovering the past's wisdom offers a chance to reshape our understanding of time. Reconnecting with natural cycles, the moon, seasons, and nature's rhythms can help us view time as a living, dynamic force. This understanding can enrich how we relate to ourselves and the world. Today's tools, calendars, schedules, digital reminders, can become supports, helping us align with life's rhythms rather than standing in opposition. This approach fosters a more balanced life, respecting both our modern needs and our deep connection to nature. Ancient wisdom, like the knowledge hidden in the 1775 Bible, serves as a reminder of our power to shape our experience. We can choose to follow rigid paths or find a flow that feels more in tune with our true nature. This is not just a look into the past, it's an invitation to combine ancient insights with modern reality, forging a way of living that honors both the present and the rhythms that have always defined humanity. Thank you for joining this journey of discovery. Become part of our community by subscribing to this channel. Until the next video.